We support you, Obama. We'll get behind you. Let's ban it now. Because they're so upset. They know that a bunch of freshman Republicans are going to come in the House, may even take the Senate, and they're freaked out bad. Real conservatives and libertarians and constitutionalists, if they don't have total election fraud, which they're going to pull, are taking over the states, the counties, the cities, and even Congress, and they're scared. Boehner, who's anti-gun, is in trouble. There's revolts against Boehner. They are upset right now. They see the whole momentum teeter-tottering against them. A real counter-revolution against their globalist takeover. And let me tell you, these guys have either got mistresses or boyfriends, or they have been insider trading, and it is blackmail. It is blackmail, except for people like Crystal. His dad was the head of the Trotskyites. I mean, do you know about the neocons? They were kicked out by Stalin. Trotsky was their leader, and Mr. Crystal's father was the head when Trotsky was killed. And they said, we can't take over as communist. America doesn't like that. We will take over the conservatives. These are communist, okay? I don't know how to explain that to you here. I mean, and people are like, oh, yeah, no, Crystal's a good guy because he bashes Democrats all day. Let me tell you, folks, they have an old scam where they'll have a beautiful woman act like a man is slapping her around in a parking lot, you know, in front of another man who's their mark. You know, they'll wait by your nice car, and then she'll be like, stop it, no, and then, you know, you'll say, hey, stop that, and the guy will run off, and then she gets in the car and then puts a gun to your head and takes you to your house where, you know, he's following to totally steal everything you got. And that's all this is. You got, you know, Bill Kristol with lipstick on, going, with a blonde wig on, and you know, he's there with Obama going, get your hands off me, get your hands off me. And you finally woke up to this, and so she's basically, Mrs. Kristol is basically running defense for him. And he's like, it's reasonable to ban the Semianos. Come on, come on. Offshore banks rob the country. We're not going to convert this takeover. It's my empire. Pax Americana. We're not going to get what we want if they're buying 3-4 million guns a month. It's over. I mean, Larry Pratt has come out and said, looks like Colorado staged. I got basically no backlash from coming out and breaking that down. Everybody I know agrees with me. It's over. All you got left is starting a war with Russia or Iran or both to get us to rally around your tyranny. All you've got left is staging a bunch of terror attacks, and our people are watching everywhere now. When you got drugged up Mutalib on the plane, we were watching. We know you drugged up the McDonald's killer, the evil Ronald McDonald guy that can't talk, he's so drugged up. I mean, we know he's got a psych warfare chief over him. I mean, we know. Look, look. Go ahead. I wish you would. Go ahead and stage your mass shootings. I've said theaters, shopping malls, because I see the TSA rollout, police stations. Go ahead and stage them. I guess that's what you do, but we're going to be here exposing you every step of the way. Okay, terrorist? This is a foreign banking, hijacking takeover of the Republic. It's that simple. This is how America dies. This is how it gets infiltrated. This is how it gets taken over, okay, by foreign banks that brag they've done it. I'm going to finish up with the guns, then go to your phone calls, I promise. We're going to get to Ghost Recon, Frank, everybody, but I'm going to finish up the gun news.
Gonna do what they say can be done.
So what's happened here is the ruling class, empowered by the offshore banks that control the issuance of currency and credit, have signed us on to their 1.5 quadrillion globally. They say in the Washington Post, our share is 644 trill, even though we don't owe it. We owe 15 trill through fraud to these people. They should all go to jail. But instead, they know you're waking up. They know that everybody's angry. These people are not invincible. I noticed the churches are all 24/7 saying the rapture is about to happen. On all my articles and videos talking about this, it's the rapture is tomorrow. The rapture is tomorrow. Guaranteed that's a government bot. Just like, no, don't stand up. Don't get involved. No, 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 no. Evil is coming. It's of the Lord. You can't resist it. You know, the founding fathers were wrong to stand up against it. Romans 13, Romans 13, Romans 13. I mean, they're entering the crisis zone. They staged this event. It totally freaked them out whether he's total mind control or he's a drugged up patsy, which is in Northwoods. It's staged either way. Guaranteed. As I told you, in all the telltale signs, it's ridiculous how obvious this is now come out. To the point of, again, where Larry Pratt has to say it looks like an inside job, and he's joining us. And so now you have from Scalia, and he did the lightest. I mean, some of these people, like Crystal and Savage, said just ban semi-auto, which is what Michael Moore and them are saying. So you see the power structure circling the wagons. Kurt's term for it is right, because they get it. They're like, whoa, everybody wants a gun. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian. Everybody doesn't trust the government now. And the people are losing their trust in us, and they're quickly radicalizing. All their internal manuals and public statements say that. And again, they expected to have this war with us. They expected to start this civil war. They're buying the hundreds of millions of hollow points, the armored vehicles, the pillboxes, the checkpoints, the highway dividers. They got troops rolling around all over the country on the news, setting up weird checkpoints. Hey, what's that, Daddy? Oh, it's just the army. And the military just looks at you, getting you ready. I mean, they're acclimating everybody for what? Giant wars with Iran, with Russia coming into it. And then everybody will be like, I don't like Obama, or I don't like Romney, but we're in a war. I guess Crystal says I got to turn it in. Iranian Hezbollah sleeper cell shot up 20 theaters yesterday. I guess we can't be trusted. We got to turn them in. I guess, folks, it isn't going to be Hezbollah that does that. It's going to be Bankerla. Hezbollah Federal Reserve. Al-Qaeda. The same jihadis they got taken over Libya and Syria. Grow up, folks, or be slaves. Grow up and admit how much trouble we're in. I'm up here risking my life, believe it, every day. And the NSA spies and everything, they know how big the show is. I don't really brag about it, folks, because it's freaking me out, because I'm just an average person. Everywhere I go, anywhere in the country now, every other person is a listener. I cannot walk down the street. I cannot go to the bathroom at a restaurant. I cannot go anywhere. I can go to Central America. I can go to England. It isn't every 20 people stop like it was. Now it's every other person. Let me tell you something, folks. The signal of liberty got out there. And these tyrants are coming down on us like a ton of bricks. Let's play part of Scalia. Going, well, yeah, you can't scare people. No, you can't menace people. It's not that the axe is illegal. It's the menacing. And so you don't want to have a rocket launcher. We can't have a rocket launcher, Scalia. I see people getting arrested for buying them at the Army Navy stores, the empty ones that are one-time use. And there's no law, but the jury still sends you to jail, even though the rocket launcher's legal. When I was a kid, my mom, I'd beg her, would take me to the Army Navy store, and I'd get a defused hand grenade with no explosive in it. I'd get a Laws rocket, Army helmet. The other kids had them. We'd run around the woods all day. She's like, you won't run around and mess up the house if I buy you the old, the hand grenade. Nowadays, folks, they're arresting people that have them on their desk after 25 years. It's an empty hand grenade. No explosive, no nothing. It's an empty fragmentation hand grenade. They're arresting people for those, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's the funnest thing I ever did, running around with an old plastic Laws rocket. I think some kid came over and stole it. I had that thing for like 3 years. Let me tell you, it was fun running around on the golf course with the Laws rocket. And the point is that just last month in California, a kid had a spent Laws rocket they bought. They arrested the dad, everybody. And they said, well, they're still going to jail because they had a BB gun too. What? A BB gun wasn't illegal in L.A. They don't care. They're coming after our guns. I'm going to come back and play Scalia and then go to your phone calls. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a game. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. They're showing you. There's only one party. Are there some good Republicans low level? The Tea Party types who won't compromise? Yeah. And the system knows they're about to fully take over. So the Republican leadership's going, wait a minute. To be conservative means you turn your guns in. So they're saying, hey, should the American people be able to have anything the military has? And this is about keeping and bearing arms. It means firearms, knives, things you can carry. But the military is coming out with all these incredibly high-tech weapons that our tax money paid for and now deploying this stuff against us. So the discussion should be, why do we have the military deploying against us? Why is Department of Defense satellites being used to spy on farmers? Why are you taking our tax money to militarize us as your new growth market in no-bid contracts? That's the big issue here. Not, oh my gosh, the American people are getting 100-round barrels and trying to scare people. By the way, I've used a lot of these barrels, and if you load them just right, they still end up jamming at around round 70 or so. Okay, I mean, it is legendary. It is completely legendary. But that isn't even what this is about. There were mass shootings in the 1870s and stuff where 34 people got killed, where the person was using, single shot. That isn't what this is about. You could sit there with clips, 10-round mags, jamming them in over and over again, killing people. It's about saying, let's ban everything with 10 mags and over and things that can take, magazines. The ATF said they want to ban stuff that can take magazines, and they're saying they want them banned. There's now a bill introduced in the Cybersecurity Act getting a bunch of sponsorship to ban your semi-autos and clips. And again, no one's talking about it. And so as to not get folks riled up, because I guess the word's coming down, they're going to try it, they got Michael Savage out going, no, it's time to ban semi-autos. Michael Savage, I've got the clip up at Infowars.com right now. Why are Republicans calling to disarm the American people? While the federal government is arming itself with the teeth against conservatives. This is such an important issue because let me tell you, I want the nightmare to be over. I want Obama to leave, and I wish Mitt Romney was a good guy. But, folks, the same people are financing Mitt Romney. The same people are financing him because they've got an agenda. And people like Scalia and others, I mean, you notice they had one of the Republicans vote for the health care. When it comes down to it, they're going to do what they're told, and they're being told to go after those guns. News Corps, on their non-news stuff, promotes anti-family, carbon taxes, all this stuff. Rupert Murdoch's always been anti-gun, folks. They want to control the conservative market. That's all this has ever been. And we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, let's go to Scalia. Just listen to him. Now he's not like Crystal and all others saying just outright ban him. But he's the Supreme Court justice on a news show saying, now get ready, folks, because, we're allowed to restrict it. Can't have a rocket launcher. There's already laws on that, and you know it. They're having straw man debates. And then he lies and says you can't have something that's scary. And what he talked about is a famous case about a guy threatening people with a battle axe. You can't go out with a sword, a machete, with a knife, with a gun, and brandish it on the street. You can have it on your side, but you cannot brandish it at people. Just like cops aren't supposed to pull their gun out for no reason or sign the ticket and put their hand on their gun. Police have gotten in trouble for that, and courts have ruled against them. Because that's that in the threat continuum, that's a preparation to use deadly force. You're not supposed to do that, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, if you point a gun at somebody, you better be ready to kill them. In my world, if I point a gun at you, I'm going to shoot you. If I look at somebody breaking into my garage, I'm going to have the gun at my side. I'm going to say, get out of my garage, because I don't want to kill somebody, I have to deal with the trouble. But if they were to start moving towards me, I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to shoot them right in the chest repeatedly. Now, you come in my house, I'm not going to say anything to you. The first thing you're going to hear is white flashes and your eardrums ringing as you hit the ground as I pump